Hi everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the AI Shift. My name is Craig, and it's very good to be with you again today for another session of the AI Shift. And this week we're going to look at AI as teams, when systems start coordinating without you. Nothing to be frightened of here, but the AI Shift is a weekly 15-minute strategy session designed for business owners who want clarity, not complexity. Whether you're stuck in tool overload, scattered workflows, or just unsure where to start, this is where strategy meets execution. It's designed to reset your week, sharpen your thinking, and turn AI from hype or from being scared of AI into help, into something that will build and grow your business with you. So let's jump into today, where we're stepping into the next level of what we do with AI and how AI actually runs a business. Not just systems, not just functions, but how those systems start working together. Because this is where things start to feel very different. And this is where you want to get to with utilizing AI in your business. So, AI as teams when systems start coordinating without you. Nothing to be frightened of here. It's just something that will evolve with you, with your experience with AI, and how you roll it out into your business to help you, your teams, and to make your business operate much more productive, efficiently, and hopefully financially than what you're achieving today. So it works, but it doesn't flow. So you've built systems, your marketing runs, the leads are being handled, and support is structured. And it works. But something still feels off. You're not quite certain that everything is running as smoothly as you'd like. You still maybe have delays between steps, some manual handoffs that you haven't quite worked out how you pass it from one to the other, some disconnected decisions, and maybe things slipping through the systems. Always the great fear that you wonder, is it capturing everything? And you begin to think, oh, did it miss this? Did it miss that? Begin to second guess yourself and second guess the system. But that's the gap. Your systems are working, but they're not flowing. It works, but it doesn't flow. Systems run, but they don't connect. Now, there's one thing I wanted to say about this and people get caught up about AI, how there's AI slop and how there's hallucination and how there's errors and that. That is no different to how humans have operated and have operated for thousands of years and how humans operate within businesses. There are some things that slip between the cracks when it's just humans talking to humans. There are some disconnect on decisions when it's humans talking to humans. There are some manual handoffs or delayed handoffs or forgotten handoffs between humans in any business. So people get their things in a knot and all worked up about how AI this and AI that and AI whatever. AI is just a reflection of how humans have operated and can make some mistakes, can make some errors. The whole thing like that is to make certain you have guardrails, which we've spoken about extensively and comprehensively through these editions. But let's jump into the myth that we're going to bust this week. If each system works, the business works. Now, that's a simple assumption. You fix marketing, you fix sales, you fix support. But businesses don't run in isolation, although I think we all have been in businesses where different departments have run in isolation or have seemed to be on a different tangent to what the rest of the business or company was. And I think we've all been there. And you've probably got it in now in your current business where you may have one employee or one department or one office that is just doing something a little bit differently to the rest of the organization, and you begin to wonder why. But anyway, I drift there as sometimes AI drifts. But anyway, we get back to things. But businesses don't run in isolation. They run through coordination. Systems create output. Teams create flow. So it's important to try and get the flow. So the reality, You're going to move from independent systems to coordinated AI teams. So from independent systems, so you've got one AI system doing something here, you've got another one doing something there. And now you're going to create them so they're coordinated AI teams. They pass from one to the other one. AI team A finishes something, it then passes on to AI team B that does something else. Because scale doesn't come from more output, it comes from smoother flow. Flow creates scale. When things are moving and flowing easily, you then have got the opportunity to do more and build more. So we're going to take you from independent systems to coordinated AI teams. So if you think about how a team works or should work, one person doesn't find the opportunity, make the decision, execute the task, and review the outcome. Maybe they do in some businesses. But ideally, they all should work together. They respond to each other. Now apply that to your systems. Instead of systems running separately, you have systems sharing signals, systems triggering each other, and systems aligning decisions. That's a team. Now, if we'll go back to just the beginning when we said here, you don't have like people making things independent of them. Someone's finding an opportunity without being aware of where the company is heading and what the company wants to do. Someone's not making a decision based upon their personal preferences. They're making it based upon the company criteria. Executing the task. Someone's not out doing something like a maverick out there on their own, like in another solar system, doing something without coordination with the rest of the team. So everyone should be working together, should be coordinated, and flow creates scale. So that brings us to the model, and we've put the model down to 4 steps, and we really have just emphasized this through the majority of our AI shifts this year, certainly this year, and the latter part of last year. Developing a process, a system to be able to build your AI teams and systems in. So there is a signal shared, a decision is aligned, an action triggered, and there's a feedback. And all these systems respond to each other. So one system identifies something important. So it looks for signals in the market. It might be something that you're doing competitor research. For example, you could be doing competitor research. It looks for something that's happening in the market that a competitor is doing. So it identifies something important. Then that signal is passed to another system who decides what should happen with that. So you've built this decision system saying, if this comes in, evaluate on this criteria. So that system goes and does that. It then feeds the results back into the system. So it feeds it back into a system that's responsible for taking action. And you've built that system and prompted it to say, if this occurs, we do this. If this occurs, we do that. That's the action we take. If X, then Y. If A, then B. And then you get the results, and the results are fed back to the feedback based upon what the signal was, what the decision was, what the action was, what the results were, what the feedback is, and then the system responds. Now your systems aren't just running, they're responding to each other. That is quite powerful. So we're going to look at an example, even though I just probably covered a little bit of an example for you. And let's try and break this down for you. You have a lead, leads to a sale, leads to customer support. And you could have the disconnected version where marketing generates a lead, sales follows up later, and support handles the onboarding separately. So each has got their own system. Marketing has its system, sales have their system, and support handles the onboarding separately. So each system works within their own silo. They're working and they're working very well. But the experience for the customer or the lead could be that it's delayed, it's inconsistent, it's disconnected. There's some break in what happens between marketing towards sales, between support. It happens. It's just one of those things sometimes. But when they work as a team, the marketing system with your AI marketing system flags a high intent lead. So it triggers a sales system immediately. The sales system engages and qualifies and then triggers a support system. The support system prepares onboarding and feeds the insights back into marketing. Now it flows without manual coordination, without one person having to let another person know, or one department let another department know. It flows without manual coordination. Same systems, different flow. Previous one, there was some disconnect. Second one, a seamless system working together. So this week's shift for you is to choose two systems in your business. Maybe it's marketing and sales, maybe sales and support, maybe support and retention, whatever, however, maybe it's sales and logistics, it's whatever. Choose two systems, define the trigger, create the handoff, and then you don't need more systems or tools from that. So you ask, what signal should trigger the next system? So sales might have something come in, and when a customer reaches this point, one, they've had a conversation with the sales manager, or two, they've had a conversation with the sales representative, or maybe they've completed form whatever. That's the trigger, and the form is lodged. The trigger then is hand off to support. Support then get the form, get the conversation, the note, and they then ring accordingly, or contact accordingly, or an email goes out accordingly, whatever. So you don't need more systems, you just need more coordination, better coordination between your different systems. And you might say, well, yes, we do that with our human systems. The good thing with AI is that you can make sure that everything is consistent. You can have AI make the decisions based upon your guardrails, and there is consistency and there is speed and efficiency of making this happen for you. So you don't scale AI by adding more systems. You will scale AI by making systems work together. And that's when AI stops being a set of tools for you and starts becoming a team for you. A very powerful team, a very intelligent team. A team know they can make mistakes. We all have teams that do that. If you follow any sports, I'm sure if you follow some team sports, they make mistakes. But they get through it and they still win the game. Same thing is here with you. You will get through it. You'll get to set up your systems with AI, supporting, enhancing, and making more powerful. And you go on and build a bigger and more profitable business. So that's us for this week. Please leave us a comment, a message, feedback, or other things you'd like us to cover in future episodes. That's how we learn and grow and build and get better at what we do. I thank you for your time this week. I hope you take the time to start thinking about how you can trigger to hand from one AI system off to another, and to really coordinate some of those things that you do in your business. Take some time this week, Thursday or Friday, to really just work through that, and you'll see some amazing benefits. But until we see you next week, I hope you've got something from that, working with systems and AI systems in your business. Until next week, bye for now.